Welcome to Divine Honey Podcast. I am your host, your friend, Tamika Johnson.
And I'm your other host, little brother Tim Johnson.
If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This show is about human experiences. This includes thought provoking conversations and our Divine Honey guest sharing stories about love, life, journey, and purpose. If you're watching live or on the replay and you feel inspired, please show some love in the chat. This is your inspirational podcast. So today we have a special guest. Please welcome our guest, Izzy. He's a dancer, photographer, and model in the Des Moines area. His brand is Wesowrooted, which is a multimedia brand that focuses on filmmaking, fashion, and education. Izzy aims to bring together people while being rooted in self, and that is his vision. And today we'll be talking about how art is a tool for self discovery. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes,
Welcome.
thank you. That was a beautiful introduction.
It wasn't too bad.
Uh,
One thing you left out, from the north side, go Polar Bears.
Facts, go Polar Bears. Quick little fact: Mr. Johnson used to be my mentor slash football and track coach back in high school.
Back in the days.
Yep.
Back in the days. But yeah, it's nice to
Yeah.
have you, Izzy, man. Thanks for coming today.
No problem. Thank you for having me. This is dope. It's my first time being on a podcast, so I'm super excited.
How's it feel?
I'm a little nervous, but I'm also calm at the same time because I talked to both y'all, and I'm kind of a little familiar with both y'all. So, but I feel like I got it. Yeah.
Right on. Well, let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. What's up? I think I probably see you at least a couple times a month, from different venues and projects that you got going on. What's going on in your life, man? Give us a life update.
Where do I start? This summer has been a lot. I've been focusing a lot on dance, particularly with Swan Project. We had our ballet performance June 14. It was at Hoyt Sherman. We do it like once a year. That was my first time ever doing ballet, so it was a whole different experience for me. I love to dance. I like taking different dance classes and dance styles. And ballet was something that just kind of like naturally came together just because I'm in like with the group that I work with. I'm on their board member as well, so it just kind of clicked. And she asked if I want to join. I joined. So I've been doing a lot of dance performance around like the city, going through like different events, a lot of performances, a lot of different opportunities through like photography and stuff. So I've been super busy. I feel like maybe starting last week is the only time I really had time to like take a break and just relax and not really do anything. So now I got a lot of time to plan for like the next couple of months of my life, and it feels pretty good to just kind of sit and relax sometimes, just be still.
Absolutely. 100%. So, since high school, we were involved in sports and all the things, starting to kind of embark into that creative nature of yours. Can you give like the crowd, let them know like how you got into the realm of creating yourself through art?
Oh, definitely, definitely. So like Mr. Johnson said, in high school, I grew up playing sports majority of my life. And that's where like I'm mainly new, and that was like my way to go to college for my parents and stuff. Like I wanted to go to college, but I never really had like a deep reason why, other than like go to college for my parents and to get a nice like job. So really everything really started during COVID, when 2020 happened, when like the whole world slowed down. Even though like regardless of what happened during like those times and people getting sick and people dying, for me, my experience, it felt like a spiritual like transformation. I had the whole world in my hands, like everything slowed down, so I had time to like really sit with myself and ask myself like, yo, what do you really want to do? What do you like to do for fun? What do you love? And from asking myself those questions, really like that's when everything started click for me. I took some time to really start reading, start meditating every day. I started like sun gazing. I started hanging out by myself each day. Like I had like a whole solid routine,
Yeah,
and that really just kind of helped me really get to know myself a little more and really be within myself and figure out like what I really want to do in life. And I knew like sports was like dope and I love playing sports, but I'm like more than just like I'm just more than just playing sports. So during that time is really when I kind of discovered what I really want to do, and like fashion was my top tier thing because I love clothes. I love,
You was already styling out already.
I'm
Yes, sir. I
saying.
remember the prom pictures and stuff. You was already out there.
See, you already know. I was like, look, I do this all day. I would love to dress up and get get paid for just like dressing up in any type of look that I want. So fashion was my thing. So during like senior year, shout out to IJack, shout out to Mr. Johnson. I mean Mr. Jenkins. Yes, yes. I was in his class and we had a career day. We had to come up with like a logo, a design, a brand in our career day and figure out what you want to do outside of high school. And that was like the project. And for me, I started my own clothing brand at that time. And during that time, I had to really figure out what I really want to do with my clothing brand. And during that time, like literally everything wasn't falling apart. Like I didn't really like the name, the idea, because we had to get everything done in like 4 weeks, and then we had to present in front of an artist named Stefan Brown.
Yep.
He had like an event coming up called Soul Camp where he allows artists to be vendors, and he was giving us the opportunity to have a chance to be at his show. And luckily, I won like the whole thing just because um I was telling Mr. Johnson like, "Yo, I really want to do this. I mean, Mr. Jenkins, I really want to do this. Like, can you put me in the spot?" And like we presented it in front of him, and I got the opportunity to win that, get a chance to be at his event, and that allowed me to have like figure out what it means to be like an artist in the communities. I had to get my logo in like 4 weeks. I had to get 2 shirts. I had to get like a meaning on why I'm doing this. Like there was so many different things I had to like do and get that I didn't think about till I really had to like till I got the opportunity, which really kind of showed me a lot. And from there, I took a photography class at Good Vibes. It was a 6 week course. It was for free, taught by Drew and Borg, and that really just kind of sparked my interest in like doing different things to express myself. Like um photography wasn't on my list for real, but just kind of being around like artists and the people that I was around that time, like Amina, she does a lot of like art. She was doing like her nails and stuff like that. And she really kind of helped me out, just like, yo, just by her presence and just her doing what she's doing now at a young age without even graduating, just running her own business, inspired me to like start now instead of like waiting until I graduated. So once I
Absolutely.
took that class, I got my own camera. I reached out to people that I knew that were photographers, and I just started like making content. I just started making art. I was asking my friends to model for me for free. I had like so many different ideas that I want to do. Pinterest was my best friend at that time. I'll be on it all day, like, oh, this would be dope to do. And I like imagine people that I think would fit this like idea, and I'll reach out to so many people. Like I made a whole like long list of like 50 people on Instagram that I just like hit up and was like, "Hey, I'm a young artist starting out. I'm doing photography. Would you be down to like model for me?" And I got like maybe 20 people saying no, but like I had like 30 people saying yes, so it worked out like perfectly for me. And that's how I kind of started off my creative journey through like high school, exploring different things, and getting introduced to like art, and allow myself to also get inspired by my peers to go out and like try different mediums of art and see if I like it for myself. And that's how photography came about, and I'm still doing it to this day.
Right on. That's wonderful.
Hmm.
Yeah, see, I took a look at some of your photography, and the thing that kind of just caught my eye, and I don't know what kind of style this is, but the you capture the people, like their soul a little bit. You capture their spirit, the essence of who they are. So is that part of the brand, being rooted and capturing that in other people?
Yes, yes, that's definitely part of my brand. Reso Root is all about like, being rooted in yourself, but coming together as a community, as a whole, as a people.
Mhm.
And through my photography, I want to like give the opportunity to like bring some light to people in the community that I think are super dope and that don't get their spotlight. So when I reached out to those people, like, it was very intentional. I took my time, I did some research, I went through their like Instagram, social media, and see like, okay, I think this person would be dope. This person has this like clothing brand or they do art, and like just going through their stuff, I'm like I just admiring their art. So I want to also give the opportunity for them to see what other people see in them that
Mm,
they may not see in themselves. So that's like the whole vision through my photography is really give
Mhm.
other people the platform to be on like the main screen, on be on like the being like the main character of their movie, like they
right.
already are, but like here, like if you don't be on like cameras or like pictures and stuff, let me give you the platform for you to be on the front of the camera and have your shine and have your moment.
No, that's really dope. I think there's a lot of times where that insecurity comes into play sometimes. So like a lot of times you don't see, like, personally, like as the individual, you don't always see what other people see in you.
Mm,
Mhm.
So by you doing that and giving them that exposure and that 10 minutes of fame, so to speak, now it might open up a door to where it's like that actualization of, damn, I'm really like that. You know what I'm saying? I really am pretty. I really am kind. I am nice. All those things that people are saying about me, I really possess all of this internally. I just
mm,
needed somebody to spark it.
facts. That's what it was for me. Like Mr. Johnson, you know me, I was very like shy in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to get out of my shell and really like figure out who I really want to be. And when I was doing like photography, that kind of helped a lot with me getting out of my comfort zone and reaching out to people, asking people to model for me, using my voice. Like I had to like direct and give people orders and stuff like that. And I didn't really
Yeah.
like doing that at first because I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'd rather let you do what you got to do. But through photography, you got to like show them how to model, how to pose, how to really feel secure in themselves. So it helped me get out of my way, and through that, like I was like, okay, like I can also be a model. If I can be in front of the camera and teach people how to do it, they'll feel more secure within themselves. So once I really started modeling, it took my photography to a next game because it made me feel more secure in myself. I got comfortable in front of the camera. I was practicing a lot. And I was like, if I can model and do photography, whenever I have a photo shoot, I can teach the models how to model coming
Yeah.
from somebody who really knows how to do it. So it would just give them like, hey, like, he knows how to model. I've seen him a couple times, maybe do a couple photo shoots, and he's a photographer. Like it just makes them feel more safe to learn how to like pose and learn how to like be in front of the camera.
Right on. That's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. Go over to the chat real quick. My wife been blowing it up. Just to key out hard is her tag if you don't follow her. She said, "Yay, easy, yay, Izzy, welcome to the show. Love
Yeah,
And
your
she's
vision."
thank
love
you,
that
thank you.
vision. I love it too. And we'll talk about your logo because I was very impressed with the meaning behind it. But
Mm,
it's a wonderful vision. It's a wonderful vision. Um, what else? Just a key. Oh, get those legs right. What else?
definitely.
And she said also, she said that's awesome. You took time to reflect.
Mm,
And then awesome, congrats, you won. And then love how intentional you have been through each step of building yourself and brand.
mm,
Very intentional. So that gets me to your logo. I like saw it and I read like it was so meaningful. Can you guys explain kind of your logo to everyone and the meaning behind it?
definitely. So my brand is called Wesowrooted. And it focuses on like multimedia, photos and videos, while combining fashion and education. So I have like this like saying every time I say like we so rooted, and it's really just like so like the we it represents like the collective consciousness, right? And then like the sowing one to another through like love,
Mm,
integrity, unity, while being rooted in self. So my logo, this tree right here is the baobab tree. It's an ancient tree in Africa. So like the roots, instead of like it growing like going down, like the roots come up. And from I got this from my Derek and Emmett. They told me about this tree when I was like trying to figure out my logo, and I was like, this is perfect because like the roots are going up. We're always evolving. So like I love that concept of like growth and the idea to always like evolve and improve on things. So that's what the tree represents. The tree also represents like the tree of life.
mm,
Through like unity and just like the community the collective consciousness. Like, you know, we're all part of one big family, no matter of what religion or identity or things that you believe. We're all like, there's a huge big being that we all believe in. So that I also want to represent that. And then I got the spiral right here. I actually got a tattoo on it on my golden birthday when I turned 20 last year, October 20. Right, I don't know if y'all can see it. Right here. So I got it on my golden birthday because the spiral, ancient symbol, it symbolizes oneself going within to gain more wisdom and power.
Mm,
And on my golden birthday, when I turned 20, I dedicated to myself to really go within more and figure out who I really am to a next level and being more intentional about what I want to bring to the arts community and who I am as an artist. So me having that in my logo, it just kind of like represents like to those who when they see this logo and think about the brand, they think about, you know, going within to understand who you really are, to evolve and be like that tree. And then I got the Coco Pelli. I'm about to show you. Sorry. Oh, okay. Right here. So the Coco Pelli, this has been very interesting for me because it's the Coco Pelli is a deity in like the Southern indigenous culture, and it's been like showing up in my life for like the last 4 years. Like I have like so many things. I have like necklace, I have a bag. It came to me in a lot of different ways, and through my like when I had my spiritual like growth or awakening during those time, even now, like it still shows up in my life. And Coco Pili symbolizes like joy, love, and music, and those are things that I really love and resonate with. So I also want to like put that in my logo because I'm also a dancer and movement is very important for me. So I was like, these things like really represent who I am as a person and where I'm trying to go to. And then it also like gives people an idea of like, okay, when you think of We So Rooted, there's like so many different elements in it, but it's always about like growth, like, you know, love, music, being together as a community, but also like making sure that you are doing the work within yourself so you could be like your true authentic self.
mm.
So that is like the whole vision with my logo and like the idea. And yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope, and it's great that you say that actually, because so Tamika and I get on here. I think we're pretty consistent. We try to do every Sunday. You know, every once in a while things pop up.
Hmm.
However, like the premise of the podcast is about self discovery, finding your authentic self, being who you are. So at the age you'll be 21, October 20th.
Yep, coming up very soon.
So you still a young adult, you know what I mean? So it's so dope that you're now in the phase of your life already at the age of 20
Yeah.
to then begin some of this self work because we still have. So I'm 34.
Hmm.
Tamika's what? We don't even got to say her age, but she's
Yep.
older
I'm
than me.
42. You like to say how old he knows how old I am. He likes to say it on this podcast all the time. I'm 42. I'm
However, but
proud
what
of
I,
it.
it's that ever changing
Yeah.
journey that we go on as human beings, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of times we forget about the human side of life, so that we're functioning as robots on a consistent basis, and it becomes scary. So I just want to say kudos to you for doing that, man. Um, what kind of influenced that, if you don't mind us asking? Like, how did you at the age of 20? It's like, damn. I know you mentioned COVID, but like, was there something that like triggered like I don't like where I'm going right now. I feel like I'm lost. Like, can you talk us through some of that?
Yes. So during like COVID, um, I felt a void in my heart during that time. Um, and like they felt like there was really nothing there for me. Like I don't know. I felt lost in life. It felt like I didn't know what I really wanted to do. It just felt like I was just kind of going through the motions and just like living life day by day, but like there wasn't really much things I was really feeling. And I didn't like that feeling. Because it felt like I couldn't feel like my own feelings. It felt like I was disconnected from a lot of things. So during that time when it happened, it took me it made me like realize like, yo, you know, this void is actually beautiful because now you have all this space to build up your beautiful garden or whatever you want in in that void, you know? It's
Hmm.
like I just imagine myself in like a big grass field with nothing on it. Like that's like the void. And now I could build a farm. I can get some cows in it. I could build like a river. Like, you know, there's so many different things you can build in that like big green like grass field. So during that time, I was really just kind of like going through myself to discover who I really want to be and feel more connected with myself. Um, and another aspect of it too was on my religion. I grew up Catholic most of my life until like 2019, 2020, going into like COVID year. That's when I like started questioning a lot of different things, and I wasn't really getting the answers that I really needed, and I didn't feel like religion was something that I really connected with in the concept of it.
Mhm.
So that's when I started questioning a lot of things, and I was getting like different type of signals from like the universe with like angel numbers. Um, what else? It was just a lot of different like communication with like just God in general.
Yeah,
And when I was watching videos on like spirituality and like really doing like the shadow work and really doing the work to figure out who you really are and be your true self, it made me realize a lot of different things. So I think the self awareness, that's what helped a lot. Being very aware of who I am, being very aware of where I'm at in life, and watching a lot of videos to also like open up my perspective on different things, on like how I interact with people, what I'm doing on a daily, my habits, my routines, all that really just I looked at myself and I was like, damn, like I really have to change a
sure.
lot of different things if I want to get to a certain type of level. And I think the biggest thing was like me, I guess, transforming from being a Catholic to like spirituality, even though that's still like a, I guess, like a form of religion, but it was just converting away from that religious side and just really just having my own connection with God,
Mhm.
and understanding what that means and devoting my like time and my yeah, devoting my time and my hours to God and whatever that means to me. And during that time, like I really like got connected with God. I got connected with my feelings. I feel like I could express myself in different ways. I was very secure with myself and who I am, and it helped me really like understand myself even more to have that change where I discovered myself and like making those little changes from like my habits to the things that I believe. And I think sometimes it's like those limiting beliefs that we was ingrained in us to hold us back from really discovering who we are or what we really want to do. You know, like that voice in your head could always make you want to say something else or have you doubt about what you want to do or what other people think about you. But when you really take the time to listen and sit in silence, um,
Mm,
that really teaches you a lot. Just being still. When COVID happened, like the first week of COVID, I felt like my brain was going crazy. Like I was like, damn, I can't even go outside.
right.
I'm on my phone. I'm like, I'm being fried. Like there's just so much going on. So I put my phone away for like a couple of days. I'll log off social media and I just sit with myself. And that's when God started really talking to me and helped me figure out how to move forward.
That's beautiful, man.
Well,
It's it's a scary place, but it's a place you got to go, man. To that silent zone, because it's just you,
Mm-hmm.
demons,
Mm,
feelings,
mm.
whatever's in there. It's coming out when you sit in that. So I'm proud of you for doing that, man. It's you could role model this for a lot of folks your age and then folks my age and folks my
mhm.
sister's age and beyond. Because when I tell you this world that we in, bro, folks don't like to take that. They don't like to take that time to sit with it because it's hard. It's hard and challenging. So kudos for you.
For sure. I think like the most important thing is like creating that time too. Like now I feel like there's a lot of things going on in my life, so it's kind of hard to also create that time, but you also have to like figure out okay, what's your main priority and make sure that you are like prioritizing those like habits and routines in your life. Because when COVID happened, the world slowed down. You know, a lot of
Right.
Mhm.
people wasn't working. We was doing school online, so like I could do my work at the same time while I'm doing something else. You know, but like now that like there's a lot going on in life and you have to work, get pay bills and stuff like that, you gotta really just kind of figure out what you really want to do and make the time for it. And if you can do that, then you should be good. Huh?
Right on. We got some folks in the chat if you want to pop that open, Tamika.
Yep. So we have Sheba 1121. That is a great logo. It's awesome to see someone so young taking the time to find out about themselves.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty like impressed. And like Tim said, kudos to you because sometimes it takes people a very long time. Whenever it's your time to have that awakening, it's your time.
Right.
But it's so refreshing to see that as at a young age because I do think young people get a bad rap because we forget we was young too, right?
Yeah.
So um that's why I was so happy that you came on to talk about this from a young man's perspective because we all have different journeys and self-awareness can come at any age.
Mm,
You can be 50 and have no self-awareness and
Facts.
no, so that's why I thought it's just really important to just show this example
mm.
of um, being your authentic self and going deeper. So I kudos to you 100%. I'm very impressed and inspired as well.
Thank you, thank you. Thank y'all for having me on this show.
Yes.
No,
Mm,
no doubt.
Just
mm.
yeah, eliminating those eliminating those limiting thoughts is so key 100%. And then again, yes, what a great role model 100%. um I do have a question. So you talk about using art as a tool. And so, what are ways you can use? What are ways a person can use art as a tool? Because I come from more of an artistic background. I went to school for fashion design and things, and people didn't take it as serious what I was doing or of any importance. But it really is. So, how do you use it as a tool? And what are ways other audience can?
Mm. I feel like there's different tools people can use. Tool number one could be just to really just express themselves in that moment. Maybe just going on a date and just painting, just to like be present in that moment, just to have fun with whoever you're on that date with. Another concept could be to really see if this is something that you would enjoy doing for a long time. This is something that you would love to do for like the rest of your life, or something that you would enjoy doing every day. And that comes from just taking the time out to see what art you are inspired by and what art you would love to do, what medium. And if it's like painting, maybe having a couple moments or a couple days where you're just kind of painting your favorite drawing and sit with that feeling of what it does for you. And I think when you sit with that feeling that it brings you, it will help you just kind of discover like, yo, I really love to paint. This is what I would want to do. If this feeling doesn't, it doesn't always have to be that feeling, because some days you're gonna feel like you don't want to do this. But knowing that like that feeling can help you get in tune with the art and get comfortable and have fun doing the painting and stuff will definitely help. And for me, through photography, it was like, okay, I took a class for 6 weeks. I'm learning how pictures can tell a story. I'm learning how to take pictures. I'm learning like the routines, and I'm like loving it as I'm going. I didn't think about starting my own business maybe 2 months later till I purchased my own camera. And from there, me just being in that art and practicing in that art made me like love doing that art, made me excited to get up in the morning and go take a picture or create an idea that will help some people get in that light. Like that idea of it, the concept of just waking up every day and wanting to shoot and getting my craft, going to the camera store and getting my pictures. Really just the whole experience itself really kind of helped me change a lot of different things. And I think for people, it's like, what experience do you want to have in your life? What are the experiences do you want to take when you pass away? And through art, I feel like it brings in so much different experiences that working a regular job can never give you.
Right.
And that comes from the people that you meet, people that you're working with, the art that you create, the time that you put in, the ideas, all those like bring a certain type of feeling and joy in your heart that makes you feel at whole. And those are some things you can never take away. And for me, it was really like wanting to have a like a real dope experience in my life while I'm here and make an impact.
Hmm.
And doing that art, it helped me just kind of discover myself and like realize, hey, with photography or dance, there's certain type of structure and certain type of ways you have to go about this. You can't just kind of wing it. You can for a little bit, it'll help you out, but you gotta have some type of like structure and game plan to go about it, to really understand like the meaning of art, to really feel connected to yourself, to others, and to gain that experience, to understand what it means to live life to its fullest and to experience life in a different perspective, in a different form. um and I think for me it was really like filling in that void with art, and filling in that void with um yeah, mainly with art. Filling that void with art mainly helped me realize like there's so much thing, like, I'm able to create the reality of my life. I'm able to change the way I want to think, the way I want to feel about certain things. And if these feelings or these things are not really making me feel like myself or making me feel connected with God, I don't really want to do this. And I think having your why and why you want to use art for like self discovery should definitely help people figure out what tools to do. And I think expressing yourself is super fun, and using the tools to just really be present in the moment and enjoy what you're doing. If that answers your question.
Yes, perfectly.
That's good, man. I hear a lot of passion in that. So that's a perfect segue. So just to Kia Hart said, asked the question, have any of your friends or people around your age seen what you've been doing with the self-discovering, building a brand, and asked you to mentor them, or have they been motivated by the work that you've been doing on your journey?
Definitely. Man, the love that I get from my people and just the community has been like super great, especially in Des Moines. The people like really go out for like their community and they really show up. And when I first started, like people from my school, from like the football team, the track team, and new people I was meeting on the way, they was telling me how much like I was inspiring them. Because a lot of people kind of, well, the people in school kind of really knew me a little bit and know that I wasn't really talking in school. It was really just to myself. But to see my change from like playing sports and deciding not to go to college, like probably like last minute of senior year, they was really inspired to be like, yo, like Izzy, like I really like what you're doing. You took the time to say like, college ain't for you. And not a lot of people felt um not a lot of people felt good about that. There was a lot of people that felt some type of way. And even though like it may not make them feel good about it, to me it was mainly like choosing what I really want to do, and inspired a lot of people to be like, you know what, like I have my own voice, I have my own ideas and things I want to do in my life. And if I want to do it, like I should take the action and
Right.
create that for me. So I was getting a lot of like people just telling me how much I inspired them by just like creating my own path in my own way. And even now to this day, a lot of people telling me like, yo, like I be on your Instagram going through your stuff to get inspired for fashion, or your
Yeah.
photography so beautiful. Like people give me so much different compliments. Like it just made me feel so like connected, made me feel so much appreciative how much people are like looking at my art and being like, okay, like he's really doing this and he's been doing this for years. He said what he's gonna do and he did it. There was a time, quick little fact, there was a time in like senior year, I think all the seniors were up in the auditorium and we was giving like we had to like come up and tell everybody what we was gonna do after high school and stuff. And I feel like I kind of spoke this into like manifestation, but I came up on the stage and I was like, I'm gonna be a photographer, y'all gonna know my name. And then I said it and I walked out.
Yeah.
So it's funny how like this is coming around, but yeah, a lot of people do get inspired and get motivated by just the way I move and the way I'm intentional about my art. And there's certain people do that did ask to be like to get mentored for me. I do a lot of stuff, so I don't be having the time for it, but that is something in the future I definitely want to do to help other youths figure out to what to do and like have that like one-on-one connection and where I can like really go in and help them, like give them some tools to understand what they want to create and give them like some like a plan, like a game plan, like create a game plan for them. But I definitely do help out some of my friends just through our conversations and like just talking every day and hanging out and just kind of like creating art, you know. Once you start creating art and you do something different, like from your old friends to your new friends, it's gonna be kind of different. So the people that you do hang around, you gotta like show up in who you are now, and that will also inspire them. Like, you know, like you can lead the conversation with something that they may not be thinking about, maybe provoke a thought, maybe do some fun art activity that you would enjoy or that they may not been they may not have the opportunity or been like doing it just with the people they're around. So if you like show people what you like to do now and show people what you will love to do, that will also inspire people to really just kind of like be in that moment and get inspired by and get motivated to like create art and d- figure out what they want to do from it. So yes, great question by the way.
Yeah. She
You
also
know,
said we're attracted to confident people, so keep it up.
Thank you.
and kind of like what the word that keeps showing up for me is fearless.
mm,
Does that resonate with you? Do you see yourself as that? Because the acts that you are doing, you're being fearless.
I definitely do. 100%. I know a lot of people say don't look into the past, but I do a lot. You know, the past really showed me so much of myself and how much I grew, and to really sit with myself every day and like look from 2019 till now, like even though I when I have moments of being like scared or being nervous, feel like fear is not real. Once you do something and you do it multiple times, you're like, oh, like this is not bad, and you keep on doing it. Eventually, you're
Exactly.
like, this is nothing. Like, why was I being scared for? You're like, 2 months down the line, you're like, what am I being scared for? Like now I feel totally different, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, like I grew up, for me, I had, well, I'm not gonna say because I'm not trying to identify with it, but I know my body has a lot of anxiety, and that comes from through a lot of different things. So every time when I'm doing something new, like my hand starts shaking or my body starts shaking, and that's where like breath work really came in. I would like breathe through even my dance performance, like before my showcase, I still getting out. Like I still be shaking. Like there was moments in practice where I had to like do a whole run through in front of everybody during for ballet. I had like a leading role and I had so many dances and I was opening up the show. So before like our show day, 3 days before our show day, I everybody was all together and was doing a big run through and I had to go first. And when I tell you, like, my whole legs were shaking and it felt like I couldn't control them for some reason. I was like, "Why is this happening? Like, I done this before." I kept reminding myself, like, "I've done this before. I've been here. I've been in stages in front of a lot of people." There's moments where people would call up dancers up in the stage, and I'll be the first one to run through and do it, like, my mind, like, you know? So I was questioning myself a lot, in those moments, and then, like, trying to figure out why that was happening, but that was like through my anxiety, through my body. So I learned to calm me down. I learned to do a lot of breath work and to breathe through things. And that is one like coping method for me that I do a lot is breathing, and that helps me really center myself. So when I have those moments of fear come up, or when I feel like I'm overthinking, now I'm like thinking in the future and the thing hasn't happened yet, and why am I thinking negative about what people are gonna say or do when it hasn't happened? There's people here for me that's really here to support me, that's
Right.
yelling for my name. I keep just asking those questions in my head and just keep breathing through and just like putting myself in those positions to um to get comfortable in the uncomfortable,
Yeah.
the uncomfortability. So really just stepping into that and knowing that like, hey, like I've been here before. Anything new that I do now,
Mhm.
it's been like the same thing before. I'm gonna get a little scared because it's new.
Yeah.
The unknown can be scary, but through the unknown, there's a lot of beauty, and I think it comes from like not having control of things. When we can't control something and we can't. having our hands and we don't know what it is, we're a little scared of it. So diving into it and like having faith definitely helped me through my process of being fearless. And to anybody that's listening, like really whatever you want to do, just go ahead and do it. Just start doing it day by day and find a way that will help you center yourself when you feel like you are scared, and keep challenging yourself. The more you put yourself in that position, you're gonna understand like, yo, this is not bad as I think, you know. There's one time I went up, I wrote a song with my mentor, and for me, like using my voice was like, even though like photography helped him came a long way, I'm like still working towards that.
Hmm.
And I was like going up on stage and doing music in front of people, or like public speaking is one of my like worst, like, I ain't gonna say nightmares, but one of those things where I'm like, I needed to like, I'm gonna work on that and I'm gonna put myself in that position. So I wrote a song and stuff. It's called Stroll. And I had like multiple opportunities to go and perform, and through it all, I was like trying to find any way to not go up in the stage. There'd be
For sure.
moments like everybody call my name up. I'm like, please, like, let it rain, or somebody like say they forgot something. We have to cancel the show. Like, I'm like figuring out any possible ways to not go up there. But I keep reminding myself, look, hey, I put myself in this position because I want to grow. Why do you want to grow? And I start asking myself those questions. And from there, like my answers kind of help me just get myself centered and then breathing through it, and just know that like if I go up there, like it's for me, it's not for nobody else. I don't care if you don't like my music or not. I'm gonna go up there and just spit because it helps me get it helps me find my fears, it helps me find my anxiety. And the more I do this, the more I'm gonna be more confident within myself. And the more I put myself in front of people, that would really help me get more comfortable. And I think the main reason why for a lot of things I was scared, and I think a lot of people could also resonate, was the fear of being seen. I was always like chilling. I was like just not being bothered. I like my peace. I didn't, so like being seen like in that aspect of using my voice, I didn't like that a lot. Like, photography, I was cool. I was in the back majority of the work, so like people not really gonna see my face. That's when I did modeling. So like, okay, you do photography now, like you have to model, so you can also teach people. So you also have to get comfortable with being in front of the camera and being seen for who you are. And that definitely helped. And same with music, just like getting up in stage and doing that. So like just kind of getting over those little fears, and know that like for me to be my true self, like I have to be okay with seeing myself for who I am, and other people to see me for who I am in those type of elements. And if those people don't like who I am or don't resonate with me, that's perfect, because the people that will come to me, and I'd rather have
Facts.
people like those real genuine people come to me for who I am and get inspired that I'm getting on my way to explore myself.
The wise words from a young man.
Yeah.
I have a question. I will say you vibrate at a very high frequency. So the right people are going to be attracted to you, and so and the right opportunities will come along.
Hmm.
So speaking of opportunities, you segued from sports into the art world. How did you get those opportunities to start dancing, modeling? We know about the photography, what kind of got you there, but the modeling, and how did you, in performing and writing your songs, how
Mm.
did those opportunities come along? How did you immerse yourself in that or get into it to be seen?
I felt like just like growing up, like I always knew like I was gonna be like famous or like to be seen somewhere. Like there was very like high potential that I had in me. I just didn't know what it was or how to like bring it out. And I'm always like I'm always good with people. Just me talking to people on a daily. Even though I may not talk a lot, when I do, like I really pay attention and spend like my time with people and really be present in that moment. So when I got done with high school and when I was doing photography, like I had no, like I didn't mind if people was gonna say no to me or I was gonna get rejected. My whole thing was really just doing the art and like being like having so much fun in it that I want to bring other people into this, like joy in this wonderful land that I'm in. So when I reached out to those people, like I knew there was gonna be people who was gonna say no,
Mhm.
and but I knew there was gonna be a lot of people who was gonna say yes. And when I had those moments of people saying yes, and when I did a photo shoot with them, for me, like connection and like connecting with people is very important to me. And I feel like people that like, well, I'm gonna speak in general, and I'm gonna speak through my experience a little bit, but I feel like with a lot of things, people that preach a lot about a certain thing, like for me, I preach a lot about community, right?
Mhm.
From that aspect, there's a lot of like missing things from my home. Like if you don't have like a big support system in your home, a lot of people tend to talk about community, like the opposite of community is something that you're missing in your life and who you are as a person. And for me, like support and like family is something that I didn't get as much. So like for me, community means a lot to me because it's like my sense of family and people that I feel connected with. So through it all, I knew like connecting and connections is gonna be like what helps me get my name out there and helps me connect with people that I really want to connect. So I knew like talking to people, interacting, being my true self, asking questions, wanting to learn, really helped me get far. When I did the sneaker expo, that's when I met like my one of my friends, Eli, my brother Eli Fox. He's a videographer, and Drew, like they helped me out a lot. Just seeing how ambitious I was and how I wanted to learn. I asked them a lot of questions. I reached out to them and just being like, just being who you are. Like I was being nice to them. I was being kind. I would talk to them, ask about their day and any moments that I see them around the community. I'm just gonna like say what's up and like introduce myself and talk to them for a little bit, even if it's not long. And I think when more people do that on a daily, it will definitely help them get connected to more people. It's really
Right.
just spreading more positivity into the world. Energy, like energy currency. Like we get exchange of energy each day, and the more positive things you bring, you don't know what other people are going through in their lives. So me just like being positive and always like talking to people, showing love, to this day, like a lot of people know me in the community now just because I'm always like that when I go outside. I'm always going to say hi and talk to people for even a little bit and just greet them and go and show support in any ways I can. So really connecting with people definitely helped me get those opportunities. And making those like core connections with people where I was like, hey, like with Drew, he helped me so much. He would take me out to every photo shoot he would have, and like I'll be his second shooter, and he would pay me. Same with Eli, like they give me opportunities to get paid and get my name out there, and that definitely helped a lot of people. Like, oh, like who's this young kid that's like doing photography? Because they would see me out in the community,
Yeah, I was
always
just gonna say,
shooting.
Izzy did one of the weddings. Me and my homie CP's wedding. He was a second shooter. That's why I was putting my hand up. I didn't want to interrupt him.
Oh,
He
Yeah.
was at the wedding doing
okay.
photography at CP and Lowe's wedding. So
Yup. Just like doing different stuff and allow myself to like have opportunities in different things and to be seen in different areas. So to expand my artistry and expand myself so the community can get used to me and know who I am. And through social media definitely helped. And like like social media really helped a lot just because a lot of I don't know how to explain it, but when I started posting, it just kind of like went up. A lot of people really started like following my page and like my art. So I think the more I put myself out there and I interact with more people on a daily, it helped like left a mark in people's like mind and hearts. Like, oh, like Izzy, like he's that real cool photographer dude, always showing positive energy no matter where he's going. Like, that type of like energy that you carry with yourself. I think that would definitely help people with connecting with other people and making sure that you are like on people's mind or when they think of you is something very positive, and having those connections and people that really care for you to go out their way to give you opportunities to take pictures, to be in front of different events that I didn't knew about in the city, and like having those like mentors really helped me a lot.
that's wonderful, man. That's a beautiful thing. And the pictures are good.
Facts, go check them out at We So Rooted.
Like, and the pictures are good. Like,
Yes.
even though, I'm saying I'm a
And
nice guy and my pictures are bad, like, the pictures are good. And I'm a nice guy. So, like,
yes,
what's up?
I'll in the comments, I'll put everywhere they can contact you, your IG, you guys website. Just go check out. The pictures are good. They're very, very good. Very talented. What I guess let's go to the chat. We got a couple more things in the chat. Just a cat heart. Yes, breath work is so good. Gosh, I love that you know all of this so young. I'm just learning the power of it.
Yes, yes, yes. You
Yes.
have so much like great audience. Like the comments been super amazing. The people that's been
Yeah.
listening, interacting has been super dope.
Oh yeah. Yes. Social media shares. Keep sharing your journey. And
Hmm.
they're on there and multiple places online. Yes. Yeah, I think it's like what Just a Key at Heart said. I'm just learning the power of it. Like some of us
Mm,
are learning. I think we're just so impressed that, and it's refreshing that you get to have this experience early on, and you're gonna evolve so much. You're gonna change so much. A year from now, you're gonna be different. And but the fact that you're aware of it and you embrace it, I think that's where we're all like, okay.
Yeah, straight up.
mm.
Straight up.
So we have a little, it's kind of a game, but it's the first thing. I'm going to say some things and then I'm going to ask you a question. And the first word, the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Where are we? So, one word that best describes you.
Ooh. Ask that question again.
One word that best describes you.
Mm. I would say genuine.
Okay. What is your theme song?
My theme song. Um, this is hard. I'm gonna say "True" by Lloyd.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's a banger.
yeah.
What motivates you?
My dreams and goals, and my beautiful little sisters.
Your personal hero.
My mentors and my people, like my peers, my close people in my life.
What is your wildest dream?
Oh, I think my wildest dream would be to be a dancer for one of my favorite artists. Be like a background dancer. Yeah.
What legacy do you want to leave behind?
Legacy I want to leave behind. Really, the legacy I want to leave behind is just the meaning behind my whole brand. I want to be so rooted in myself and who I am that I can connect with so much other people, and that helps other people connect with themselves and be connected as like as one, and to embody what it means to be so rooted.
What is your purpose?
My purpose is to be purposeful in the things that I do in love.
Mm.
And what would you want God to say once your journey is completed here on earth?
Oh, welcome home, and I'm proud of you.
Heck yeah.
Amen. Amen.
So in closing, I just got one last thing. So advice, man. What you've kind of already alluded to some advice,
Hmm.
but just to give you the platform, just to like actually give the advice. So you got some youth coming up, or even folks your age, me and Tamika's age. Well, she's older than me, my age, Tamika's age, so forth. Like, what is some advice that you would like to leave people with that are listening?
Cool. I'm gonna start with the OGs first, the old heads. Advice I'll give to y'all is to really like mentor young kids more, and really like show up in their life in ways that they may need help in. Especially with a lot of black men too. There's like fatherless fathers and stuff. So I think having for me like having mentors and people that are older than me really like show me like the ways of like the city, the ways about how to go things and how to be assertive in my communication, how to be more purposeful, how to really organize and plan things is what helps me like stay on top of my goals and stuff and just who I am as a person. So really like see who's like doing see who's really like outside in the community that's really like doing a lot and that's really like giving out to people and seeing what ways you can help them, even if it's like giving them a platform or opportunity or being a mentor for them in whatever ways they may need it. I think will definitely help a lot of like young artists understand like how to go about things, and be open to different ideas and tools. Life has changed a lot, and especially with like social media and things now, like things are not the same. So
Right.
don't be one-sided about how things are and like, no, it's supposed to be this way, young buck. Like, no, like really like understand what it really means to like listen and take that like that idea from a younger person and give them your wisdom, and like share with that. And for my people my age and younger, around my age, I would definitely say is be more intentional in
Mm,
everything that you do. Plan and organize more.
mm,
I think sitting with yourself and planning, organizing your schedule, your timeline, your ideas, and things like that will definitely help you get far in life. And that's been helping me stay on top of my things, so I can show up to the meeting 30 minutes earlier or 10 minutes earlier, and making sure I'm not planning multiple photo shoots in one day, so I'm not like draining myself or I'm not doing too much. So organizing, planning, being more intentional, and really just communicate about what you really want to do and how you really feel, and let that be known. When I like really asked for help and when I asked people and tell people what I really want to do, I was getting a lot of support and help. Like there was moments where I got like free cameras because I just spoke about my dreams. Somebody
mm.
just handed me a free camera and bought a lens for me just because I told them what I wanted to do in like the camera that I didn't have, and how to use this. So like like I was mainly shooting on film, and during that time like I only had one film camera. So they were like, "Do you have other lens?" And I was like, "No." It was at a camera store, and I was like, "Here, come on." And he bought two lenses for me just because I told him like, I can only do so much with one, but I make it work. And he was like, "Oh, like you're doing amazing." So like off just me expressing my dreams to somebody, there's people that's willing to help you. So yeah, just be more intentional, be yourself, connect with more other people that are doing the same thing as you are, and like we're like the next generation. So
Yeah, y'all next
like
up.
for real, like let's change up the world. Let's like really just take art to a next level and really have people really see what see what the world is, and show them like what art is, and how like art is like it's like the core of creation. Art is really what helps keep the world alive. So yeah, let's get connected more and stay true to ourselves, and really be intentional and have a purpose on and why we're doing things, and not just doing it because it's fun. There's fun in it, but like be more, have more meaning in life.
Talk that talk, Izzy. Talk that talk, baby.
Yeah.
Talk that talk, baby.
I feel like I'm in the studio. Even though I'm in the studio, I feel like I'm in the studio making a song right now.
Yeah. That man just dropped a hot 16 on your head. I wish I
Facts.
had the little pew pew pew
Hey,
pew.
the name of the song is Rooted in Self.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a great conversation. Izzy, I'm inspired.
I'm telling you, bro, like all of the things that you just ended with right there
Hmm.
was crazy because there's a lot of, and I'm just speaking from my purview,
Uh-huh.
even in the work that I do in state government now. Um, Bree and I just did this audio book on our way back from on the way to Dubuque and on the way back, and it's like we do so much stuff that we're just like on a hamster wheel,
Mhm.
spinning in circles, no purpose, having meetings just to meet, having a meeting after the meeting because of the meeting.
Mm.
Like if were doing stuff with intentionality, actually setting goals, providing performance measures that reinforces accountability, so much more things would move forward, man. So I'm glad, man. Izzy, you cold, brother. You a cold dude.
Thank you. Thank
About to
you.
be 21 years old, man. You could be out
Yeah.
here running a company straight up. I'm not even lying to you because there's still like these thoughts and things that you possess and you spoke about today.
Hmm.
We still, as our folks,
Yes.
going through like corporate America, what have you, we still lacking a bunch of that. So I'm glad
Definitely.
that you're there, man. The sky's the limit for you, big bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it a lot for real. Soon. Just give me a couple more years. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna build, but I'm gonna build something. It's in the plans.
We got one
And
last comment, Tamika.
one last comment. Sheba 1121. I'm excited to see the change you and your peers make in the world.
Straight
Thank
up.
you.
And
Yes.
well, thank you for coming on. And I hope you come back some other time or some other way we can all work together.
Hey, you want to give you want to shout out your social media, Izzy, before we slide?
Yes. So my Instagram is called Wesowrooted. WESOWROOTED. And then my personal is Izzy.K.11. I mainly just use Instagram, honestly, at the moment. I haven't gotten into Facebook. But I'm gonna be posting on my YouTube, so eventually I'm gonna be start creating videos. So be on the lookout for We So Rooted YouTube channel, and I'll be there like just kind of doing a little podcast, but mainly just my daily life, my diary, and just talk about photography and different things in it. So if y'all want to see more of me, go check out my Instagram, and it will have my link on there, and it will take you on to my other social medias eventually.
Right on.
All right. Thank
Appreciate you.
you. Guys, if you enjoyed this show, please like and share and hit the notification button. You can also listen and follow and rate the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. The links are in the About section. I will also put them in the comment section along with how you can get to Izzy's on Instagram. That'll also be in the comment section. If you're interested or know anyone's interested in being a guest or you have show ideas or things you want us to discuss, please email us. Let me put up my email banner for you guys. Give me 1 second. Yes, you can hit me up at bougiegirl@gmail.com. That's BOOSHEGURL@gmail.com. You guys, until next time, peace and blessings.
Peace.
Peace.